See Louisa.
I wanted to live here since I was 12.
See?
Oh,
Hi,
nice.
Vanessa Davis.
I blame that on my parents.
I agree. It's
Put
weird.
this out here. I'm like, I'm gonna live here someday.
Yeah, it's beautiful here.
Yeah.
I mean, it showed you what I was doing.
Got out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, I still
was
like
gonna-
it.
I was just gonna collapse it.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't know why you're not on there.
Okay.
You ready?
I don't
Right.
have any.
I'll call the meeting to order at 5:49 p.m.
All right, roll call. Chair Martin Gilmore.
Here?
Vice Chair Carl Conrad.
Here.
Louisa Alvarez.
Here.
Erica Kriesel.
Here.
And not present right now, Jenny Lynch. We have the new City Council liaison, Mayor Sierra. Welcome.
Thank you.
Guests, we have Senior Services Manager with Maui Recreation Center, Nancy Baum, Tracy Savina, and Lindsay Rengen is expected to join later. Excused, we have Ryan Kelly. Staff, we have Chris Harguth, Communications Director, Lucia Magnuson, Web and Digital Content Strategist, and Vanessa Davis, Marketing Manager.
And also, just quick note, Lindsay will not be joining us tonight,
Okay,
just so everyone knows.
thanks. Let's go on to the approval of the minutes from the meeting on December 3rd.
And I put my mask back on. Ryan Kelly did have a correction. It was showed that he was in favor of the motion to move funds
Okay,
for the wraps, and he had abstained.
okay.
So I'll make that correction.
Okay.
Without change, I move to approve the minutes from last week.
You have a second?
I can second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Recognition of public comment. We don't have any comments.
Are you observing?
I'm observing.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I'm happy to say hello. So people know I'm.
So we'll move on to new business, art in the park with Tracy Savina.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thank you for the chance to present. I'll just give you a little background really quick because the reason why I came here is because of Madeline Hinkvis. She reached out to me after I started this in the fall, and as a kind of extension, I guess, of a grant, the Neighborhood Improvement Grant, I created a demonstration garden, native plant demonstration garden at Barrett Park, and I thought, it'd be fun to do some art in the park there and get people out. So she contacted me and said, well, there could be funding for this through CAC, and I didn't even know about this commission, so I appreciated her reaching out and letting me know, and she connected me with Lucia and met with her, and she's like, you could present. So here I am. So basically, I just piloted this program in October, November, just to see. I had very little time to get communications out, so we didn't have a whole lot of people, but we did pumpkin carving because we had an abundance of pumpkins that grew at the park this year. So we did that in October, and then we did some rock painting in November. And then we would go on to the next slide. So basically, when you think about the why behind doing this kind of thing, it's to bring people out, community, but even more specifically to the Englewood parks, which are getting big improvements. And so it just brings people into those spaces. And just to highlight also the native plant demonstration gardens that are going in, and those are going to be implemented into a lot of the parks as well. And, everybody likes to foster creativity and curiosity and connection. And it just creates a welcoming and inclusive cultural experiences for people. And then, something that I think about too, in terms of art specifically, it just helps us slow down. And right now, that's important to just get out and breathe, and getting out in nature especially. It inspires observation too, to just slow down and kind of see the things that are going on in the parks. And especially with the native plant gardens, seeing the pollinators that are around, the birds and everything. And parks become places of meaning and not just a space that people come to. Who it serves, pretty much anyone. So open to families and kids, seniors, great way for new residents to come and get connected and see our parks. Obviously, you do not have to be an artist. This is for everybody. These are a few of the rocks that are at Berry Park, because I created like a kindness rock garden there, and so these were some of the rocks that are there. Would love to have more, and just people that are just wanting, especially now, some calm, connection and creativity. And so, why the funding matters. I mean, I was going to do this regardless. So, art supplies are not cheap, and we want to keep this basically free for residents, accessible through, or for the broader community, and integrating into the existing park improvements that are going on, because it's exciting to see. And it would get me out, just to see the different parks. I tend to just go to the ones that are just right by me. But it would be cool to kind of see and do this at different parks around the city. And it's, a shared cultural experience rooted in nature. And that's pretty much it. That was the sign that I created. That was at the park. And, just getting the word out there and getting people out to our green spaces, because we have amazing parks. And it's just a great place to gather and bring community and neighbors together. So thank you. Do you have any questions for me?
How much money are you looking for? Do you have an amount?
I was thinking, because I'd like to do this monthly, weather permitting, but right now, obviously, it's quite nice. It's limited funding, like $50 to $100 for art supplies, just for each monthly session. Probably $50 would do it.
What events do you have planned for the upcoming year?
Great question, and that's a big there's lots of different things I've been looking at. I would like to incorporate nature more, like how to utilize things in nature to create art. So I've seen a bunch of fun things on Pinterest, just to correlate the two. And then I also want to I was just at Depot Park today and talking with Michael Chisholm, who's doing amazing work there, volunteer work. But we were just talking about just ways we can implement artwork into the plants that are there, and it just kind of livens things up a little bit. And so doing art that can stay in the parks too.
How would you communicate that this is possible for residents around Englewood?
Great question. I would try to tap into my communications department in Englewood. I put a sign up, and I had a link, a QR code that they could sign up. And any recommendations on how to get the word out would be great, because like I said, I had limited time when I did these. This was kind of a last minute thing, so I didn't have a lot of time to get the word out with that.
I know that right now in Greenwood Village, they do art in the parks all summer, but they do them mostly with children and families.
Yeah.
But you actually have to register. It's like a Parks and Rec through the Curtis Center. So you sign up and then families can drop their kiddos off at the park, which is a little bit bigger, but it is a cool idea of like, how could people know, or could it be a Parks and Rec partnership?
Yeah.
If it was to be long-term,
No, I love that.
And I just want to make note of it. Tracy is an employee of our Parks and Rec department. She's a part-time Parks employee. She is here as a citizen. She is not here as an employee.
Yes, I forgot to
No, I
mention
just
that.
wanted to make
Yeah, because this idea
that on
came
record.
when I was a citizen, not an employee of the Parks Department.
Well, you still are. So.
True, yes.
Maybe both.
I fill both roles, yes.
I think one of the things that would be helpful for us is like, if we had a specific budget to say, this is the amount of money we want each month, and this is what we're gonna direct it towards.
Okay.
Then we have a really specific amount that we can provide to you all, or vote on anyway,
Okay.
if these projects come around. Does that make sense? Like just kind of a proposal with
Right.
with a specific amount?
Absolutely, it totally makes sense. And do you need that now?
No, not necessarily. We could save it for the next meeting.
Okay.
And you can email it too, like
Yeah,
email
we can
maybe.
put it on the agenda for next meeting too.
Okay. Great, yeah, I can
Lisa.
absolutely do that.
Oh, Louisa has.
Yeah, hi y'all. Oh, Tracy. First of all, Happy New Year, everyone. And Tracy, what a lovely concept. I do appreciate the combination of, enjoying our parks and art as an artist myself. And I can't wait until you guys make it to Duncan Park. So let me know when you do. My next thing, my question for you, clarifying wise, so I see that you have a QR code for signing up, but for the rando like me who doesn't, like to stick to a schedule, if I were to show up randomly, would I also be able to participate, or would there be supplies there, or do you have to sign up to ensure that there's enough supplies for any participant?
Great question. You can just drop in. My idea is, just to get a sense of how many people, but it was more just to kind of like just see what the interest was. But in my mind, I would have enough there for people to just drop in, bring kids, stuff like that. So no, you wouldn't have to sign up necessarily. It just kind of helps with planning ahead. But, when people see you at the parks and they're like, what's going on? Obviously, I would love for people to just walk up and join.
Okay, that's awesome. Thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, because when you look at this, this is an accessible opportunity, like you said, and the fact that anyone could walk in is fantastic. And I know a budget has been asked, which I think is very helpful. And also on my end, I go through a lot of art supplies that I gently use. So I'd be happy on my personal side to donate as well if that's an opportunity, because I have a ton of art supplies that should be used. And I think you guys hopefully could use them with our community. So that's the only thing I have on my end. Other than that, I look to everyone else on the budget and to be able to have a conversation on this further.
I love that. Thank you for that offer, and that idea is just getting art supplies donated for different sessions that I might do.
Is the communications department the one that does the Englewood events calendar?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
And that's what you were saying, is to tap into so that it's on the events calendar? Okay.
Yeah, and we can do that if CIC sponsors these activities. We can add it to our events calendar from there. Yeah.
Because I think a couple other good links to put on there then would be maybe a certain, what's that? Like a registration website?
Yeah, like a Eventbrite or Sign Up
No, there's
Genius.
another one. Sign Up Genius.
And a Sign Up
So to
Genius.
put that on with the info for parents that would like to donate supplies, so that that's also right there on the info. Also always looking for supplies.
Yeah.
And then for the other randos like me, to make sure there's a actual link that goes under the QR code for people's phones that don't do a QR code.
Thank you.
And then just so you
Great
know,
idea.
next meeting is February 4th.
Okay.
So that's our next CAC meeting,
Okay.
if you wanna
So
prepare. Yeah, sorry, my voice has just died.
Follow up.
If you wanna prepare it.
Proposal with
yeah.
a specific amount.
Yes. Yes.
And would you want me to come back? Yes.
I think it would help too if you did just share maybe some ideas that you're kind of
Sure.
marinating on, just so we had an idea of like budget and then could be able to share like what potentially offerings would be available to the community.
That might help with getting donations too, so it can be a little more
Specific on types of projects and stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I
Yes,
do
can
think at
totally-
some point you might have to think about like, it's great to have any drop in, but art supplies are so expensive, so there might be a reality to cut off of like 20 people, you
That
know?
would be a good
50,
problem.
like it would be a good problem, but I could see it, if it was a true ongoing sustainable thing, I could see it being bigger, you know?
We also do have second Saturdays, that's pretty art focused, so that's another thing that you could tie in art in the park during that time as well.
That's a great idea too.
Because it's all around the city.
Especially though like Duncan, because it is kind of bleeds into that South Broadway corridor, that Duncan would be
Yeah.
one that would be
Pretty
right
close to all those galleries.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, George.
Thank you very much.
Great. We'll move on to the 2026 budget update.
Perfect. Okay, I have it on screen and I've gotten it triple checked by finance, so we should be all good to go. The balance that we had at the end of 2025 was 127,711. For 2026 allocation for 1% for the arts, it's 16,194, which brings our total for 2026 to 143,905. Just so we get a clear idea of projects that we have, the second floor murals, we haven't spent that money yet. That's 30,000, that was asked for December 2024. Tony asked for 5,250 at the November meeting. And then we had this from previous years, so artist reception, we had 3,000 in 2025, so I put that in 2026, we can move that totally. And then art maintenance reserve, I added down here, the math wasn't mathing up top. So I put 15,000 there to keep on track with what you guys have done in the past. So if we talk about everything that's budgeted minus our total, we have 90,655. Any adjustments, questions, projects that I should add or remove?
Does any of our random like print material costs get budgeted as just like as needed, or does that come out of like a city budget separately?
So they changed it this year. Last year, we had a small budget of $300, and that's like $300 per board and commission, that we could utilize those funds. In 2026, basically what it is we have to request money in order to use office supplies, get that type of money from general fund.
I think so. It's one big bucket of money
Yeah.
as opposed to individual buckets.
Yeah. So it would come out of that. So we would request it.
But we don't have to allocate anything.
No, we shouldn't have to allocate anything. Yeah. And the cost of printing that we did last year was like roughly $20. Like it wasn't,
That's great.
it wasn't insane.
Do we still think that 15,000 is enough to keep for art maintenance? I mean, we haven't had to do any art maintenance in a while, but to me, that just means it's coming.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
I mean, there are a number of them, I feel like this year that
And-
really use it.
And things are getting more expensive. I'm just wondering
Exactly.
if we should up that. I know this is kind of the amount that we had settled on in years previous, but do you all have an opinion? Do we want to keep it at 15,000 or set aside more just in case?
have we identified from the art walks?
From what I've seen, based off of everything that you guys reviewed with the art maintenance walks, a lot of them are the traffic cabinets. If it's the traffic cabinets, that's gonna come out of the wraps and crosswalks fund, so it's not gonna come out of this 1% fund.
So we're,
But I will say for even Rainbow Point or Lunar Hampton, if we want to consider pedestals, putting any art pads in parks, we can use that. But also, I want to put plaques. I want to like prioritize plaques this year and make sure that everything has a plaque with information about our artwork, because it seemed like that was missing from a lot of them. So that's another thing.
An amount for that?
I don't have an amount for that yet. I need to talk to the artist because he was talking about a different method than the metal ones, that is like proven to not
That
be,
holds up.
yeah, it's like not be stolen. Because now we're having issues where people are stealing our stuff. So, I will get quotes on that, so I'll have a better idea, but we could always dedicate like 30,000 to the reserve and like adjust it later on too.
I guess, the big things would be the sculptures, if there's like damage to the sculptures. Was there any reported?
I think though, you can't pin me down, it's in his contract
Oh, that he'll.
still,
And
that
the-
he has a certain warranty period, because I know that one is damaged. Because I think he painted it to, for CDOT,
Right.
and then it couldn't be at CDOT, I'm like, can you just paint that?
Yeah, so some of them still might be in contracts, but also like red wedges, that was
Yeah.
wearing and tearing, and facilities painted that for us. So if it's minimal damage, then we should be okay to fix
Okay.
those, but if it's large scale damage, which I don't think we have large scale damage,
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's probably okay then, but
but I'm gonna put something better together for February, so you guys can see exactly what that might look like. Cause some might be parks, some might be facilities, some might be outsourced, depending on the work.
How much for the pedestals?
yeah,
The pedestals was expensive.
Sorry, yeah.
No, just
Our
a question.
peers
Could you remind me when we last did an inventory and kind of like the maintenance schedule on all the art pieces around town?
Yeah, so we just did, so we had a whole catalog of everything in our, that we own as the city of Englewood. We all went out and just did a walk and took pictures of any damage that we saw on anything, and then submitted a form, so then we could establish a baseline of like everything that was damaged and what that damage was. Everything I saw was mainly traffic cabinets or like missing plaques, things like that. And speak up if I'm missing something with what you guys noticed.
I had the suggestion to add a plaque.
Yes,
There was
add a
one
plaque.
that didn't have a plaque at all, it wasn't damaged,
Yeah.
it just had never been
Yeah,
part of the piece.
exactly.
The ones
Yes.
I all looked at, it was, I mean, most of it was small, but it was like small graffiti around the wraps.
Exactly, yeah. So it wasn't too heavily damaged. So we basically had a joint effort to go around and just to catalog our artwork, and prioritize from there. And then I'm gonna put together what that's gonna look like. I'm gonna present it to Harmonic, especially with the traffic cabinets. If they're gonna fix it, if we need to fix it, how we're gonna go about with Public Works versus the vendor to fix that, and have a huge priority to fix everything this year. And then we'll just do every other year checking.
Did
Checking
they
all of our
say they could
artworks.
do the cut when we were at, they can like, so Harmonic, who wraps our traffic cabinets, can kind of make little stickers
And fix it.
of the design. So that decreases costs, so you're not having to fully rewrap one of the traffic wraps if it's been peeled or has a tag or something like
But
that.
doesn't it also have a coating over it for the graffiti, so it's easy to wash off, or no?
It should be
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
it should rub
Yes,
off, yeah.
yes, there is
Yeah.
supposed to be the graffiti coating as well, but he said if there was potential structural damage,
Okay.
maybe.
And then,
Is that right?
I don't know if either of you can speak to what art maintenance looked like before 2025.
The last big, the art maintenance thing was kind of going on when I first joined in 2018, 2019. And it was pretty expensive. I think some of the projects, I think we ended up saying no to one of the projects because it was like $50,000 or something like that. So I'm remembering. So it just kind of depends on what our responsibility becomes for some, because it was like the flowers that were on the main street, those needed a lot of repair.
And we didn't even include those, right?
Well, those
I did.
includes,
Oh, we did.
I did, yeah.
yeah, so, you know, that's stuff to consider. It's been a while since we actually we had a company go and look at that stuff and make assessments and all of that. I don't know that we necessarily need to have that done. If we're looking at them and we can say this is obviously damaged, then we maybe have somebody go and look at it. But if that's something that we want to have done, I don't even know who to call anymore because the company that we used is out of business. So that's why I was asking, is this going to be enough if there's a problem? Probably not.
Martin, when you mentioned the art on
Yeah.
Main Street, I'm guessing Broadway, are you talking about like the grass, the decorative grass, or?
No, the flowers that are in the pots.
The
Okay.
metal
Oh, yeah,
flowers.
the- okay.
Cement ones. No, that one is surprisingly resilient, so.
Okay,
It's Sean Doherty, right?
John Doe, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and EDDA did,
I was gonna say, because I
yeah,
remember.
they
Yeah.
refreshed them with the artist.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there
Their
is,
district though, not north.
Yeah.
right, but there's coordination, at least within the DDA boundaries, with the DDA on some of the art.
Yeah, and I'm looking into for summer, with our summer interns, going out with the artist and doing North Broadway from there. And doing similar things to what EDDA did, and just like freshen up those flowers,
Okay.
so they're not neglected.
The other thing that I brought up a couple times previous that I still am worried about is the Museum of Outdoor Artwork.
Right.
That's still here, especially the red sculpture,
In that center.
yeah, it just is looking really weathered.
And I can reach out to Tim Baca with MOA and see what their plan is with
One of their
those.
pieces has been tagged too. Maybe you saw that just
Yeah.
along the walkway there along Englewood Parkway.
Got it, okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to him and see what his art maintenance schedule is too. But he's been taking a lot of our art.
What if we do this like, in February, maybe we could look at the inspection that we did. And see what the cost of fixing that stuff is gonna be.
Yeah.
And then we can maybe go from there and figure out how much we want to reserve. I just don't wanna
Yeah,
get
that
stuck in
sounds
a
good.
place where we're surprised by pulling and having to pull from our regular budget.
I have a question too, just being new. Like, can you give me an example of an estimate, like how much the Englewood grass or like the flowers cost? Just for
Grass was,
It's like
reference?
that one's a huge one.
That's
I think
what-
that one was like,
100.
And that one was purchased through community development,
Oh.
right? That entryway,
yeah, Verte?
Yeah.
Beaver Room?
Which, we're talking about the grass,
The
are we
big
talking about the
grass
grass?
Yeah.
Yeah, on like Yale,
Yale and
yeah,
Broadway.
and South Broadway.
Yeah.
Yale
That one's
Broadway, that-
expensive.
I thought that was like 60
But we
something
didn't
thousand.
think,
But I thought
No, we
I
didn't.
think it was maybe 100,000 at the
Oh,
time.
is it?
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But some of the smaller pieces, like
Yeah.
Rainbow Point,
Rainbow
Yeah,
Point
Rainbow
was
It's right up.
9,500.
okay.
Lunar Hampton that we have in storage right now was 20,000.
I'm just trying to get a reference of like how much a piece costs, how often we're going to discuss buying one.
Maybe not for a while, because we just
Okay.
bought those for the median thing on
Yeah.
that, that didn't manifest because of
Is it CDOT?
CDOT.
Oh, okay.
We could never get the go-ahead. So
Okay.
those have
We
now
still have
migrated
nightmares
into.
over CDOT.
Okay.
So we just bought 3 of
Thank you, that's what I'm wondering, like
Yeah.
if there's something
How
coming
was
up or
Camp,
we're
how much
gonna,
was Camp?
No.
you know, for like looking
But
ahead.
it's just been so long since something has come up, I'm like,
is
okay,
that not what
it's
it's
probably time.
The pin cushion.
Well, and maintenance is real, like there's just different, depending on the type of artwork we purchase and the materials used, all of that uses different wear and tear. And so it's hard to say objectively how much anything will cost, but we just know it's gonna come up and having the funds to be able to repair it. And it depends on
Right.
how it's damaged too. Did a car hit it? Was it,
It
I
might be
mean, like-
unrepairable, you're right.
right, like it
that's-
depends on, is it graffiti? So there's a really big range of what could happen to any given piece depending on where it is.
Well, and I only say this because we have a good amount of money to like pursue some initiatives possibly, but we don't want to let it get out of hand and all of a sudden have a surprise.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
And that's like kind of where I was going with that question.
Yeah.
If there's something, what our trajectory looks like for how often we buy pieces and how much of it goes into
Right.
reserve for maintenance.
And we have a pot of money, maybe that piece is missing right now too. We have a pot of money, so this 15,000 is going in with the other money that's there for maintenance. So we're
Is
contributing.
that true, Lucy, or is this?
You're contributing to another pot.
Have you been doing that in 2020?
Or is this the amount of money? I think
Might
this
be
is the pot. This is the
The
amount of
only
money.
15, oh, so that's my bad. I thought we had the other, like, from last year, that pot
I think
stayed.
we're
Sounds
just
like it's rolling it over.
We're just rolling it over, this
Yeah,
is
I
our
know.
reserve, so that's the,
So we're not adding, so that's why you're saying, okay, so that's me missing it. So then, yeah, we should talk about adding to it because we would want more than 15,000, which historically, it's always been in the 20s. Like, wasn't it 23?
I don't, yeah.
Did we use
It would be very
I think we were reserving to like 25% of the money we received or something, and then we decided it was 15%.
Okay.
So, okay, well, let's do that one.
Okay.
Reconsider.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about putting more aside in February.
Because it's, we can do some projects and help some stuff.
And then I have the artist reception, other events, I have that 3,000 that was carried over from the previous budget. I also put a line item for a signal wrap artist reception. We could just pull from that 3,000, we don't have to make another line item. I just wanted to make sure we're good.
Yeah, do we decide on a date? I don't know.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. It's in the agenda.
Talk about it. Okay,
Soon.
that's fine. Okay, well, let's shore up the maintenance stuff and maybe we can all start thinking of some initiatives that
Perfect.
I want to do.
Okay. Sounds good.
Great. Any other discussion on that? Good. We'll head on to the Mally murals.
Thank you.
Nancy.
Yeah, so thank you so much for having me here tonight. Nancy Baum, I'm the Senior Services Manager, and I'm stationed at Mally Recreation Center. Just a little history. So recently we did a partial refresh at Mally, and brought in some new cardio equipment. We had some old brick planters that had artificial aspen trees that we removed due to they posed some safety concerns, and we just kind of wanted to do a refresh of our center. So we moved forward with that. We knocked out a wall, we brought in all this beautiful equipment, new floor, and then we received some feedback from our patrons that it was stark and cold because we took those aspen trees out. So you'll see some pictures of those here, but I'm here today to propose this project to you, to ask for a small portion of the percentage of funds to help pay for a mural at Mally, which will go on our huge wall that's right behind all our new equipment. And I have pictures to show you of that as well. So get started here. So who will this affect? The community, of course, and the patrons that come to Mally. And of course, this project was kind of a brainchild of their request and their feedback. And really, we just would like to bring some color back to Mally. It is a little bit dark in there. It's, well, not dark, but it's stark, I should say. The wall is just like a light gray, and it is a little bit boring. The floor is also light gray, so it's a lot of gray. And so we've already received approval from our director. We do have some funds allocated for this from the Conservation Trust Fund, which is the money we get from the state lottery. So we are just here to ask for a portion of those funds. Again, at Mally, and the reason we just want to brighten the space, provide it a more welcoming space for our patrons, and then hopefully appease them with our colorful new mural. Next slide. So why the aspen tree theme? Well, they love those aspen trees. They actually were pretty. They were bright yellow. They brought some color into the space, but they were dusty. It was time for a refresh. And also just the basic symbolism behind an aspen tree, right? So resilience, unity, community, they stand in support of one another, collective strength and transformation. We like to think of Mally as being a true community center and doing all of these things for the older adult community here in Englewood. We also want to honor the previous design, right? So change is hard. So we want to just honor their request for, more color. So next slide. Okay, so here are those planters I was just telling you about. They went kind of across the space. There were little openings for people to come in to get on the workout equipment and enter the area. We did have someone fall and hit their head. It was a pretty bad situation. So that sort of sparked us removing those aside from the refresh. But they did love them. They sat on them and chit-chatted. These are some of our regulars that we love. We see these guys like every day. And these are some of the guys who said, hey, we need more color in this space. So it's hard to kind of show you the whole space. I apologize I didn't have pictures of the full before, but that gives you an idea of what was removed. So here's the current space. So all of those planters went horizontally across all of those cardio machines there. So those were removed. And the wall that we're talking about doing a mural on is that back wall with the light. So that's the space we're talking about. It's fairly large.
Under it?
No, the whole thing. So you can kind of see, yeah, the whole wall. So we want to do below it and above it to cover the whole space.
So the lights would stay?
The lights would stay.
Okay.
Yep, it would just be part of the center. Just because it is a little dark back there and it does provide good lighting.
Was that see-through glass there the entire time, or the glass there the entire time, or no?
The see-through glass on the side there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That
that
was always there?
actually, yeah, that leads out to a little courtyard area that we plant flowers in every year. It's kind of a sweet little space.
Okay.
So that adds a lot of light too. But we reached out to a couple of vendors and asked if they'd give us some project quotes and write up some samples of art. And this was one of them. This is Ink Monster. Ink Monster was responsible for our recreation bus. I don't know if you've seen it around town. It's kind of cute, the green and white. Lots of design. That was our communications team put the design together. We love it. It's so awesome. So we went to Ink Monster just because we had a relationship with them in the past. They came in kind of high, but this was sort of their rendering of a sample design that we could use. I don't know how much color that brings in, right? So this is just an example of a design, and I'm sure we could work with them to get some more input and bring some more color in. And then a second quote option is Speed Pro, and this is, by the way, all vinyl wrapping, so this would be both options. And so this is just kind of an old school, nature mural, and so it does bring a lot of color, and it is pretty. And it is sort of along the same lines as the planters, right? So it would bring that bright yellow color in, which would offset the gray pretty nice, I think. So these, again, are just samples. We would ask for additional designs from them just to have some more options, and then potentially have the community vote on which one they like better, just so that they could have some input. That might be nice.
Just the two?
Just the two. That's all I was able to get, actually. There were some other ones, but they were not fitted to the space and just pictures, examples. So,
I'm just throwing this out there.
Yeah.
The art teacher at Charles Hay is a muralist.
Oh.
So,
Good to know.
I wish I would have known that this was upcoming. It would have been really neat to maybe.
Well, it's not finalized yet.
I mean, I could reach out to her. It would be really
Yeah.
neat to maybe have a community artist have a mural up there again.
Okay. Yeah.
But I know that we already put out all the, put it out there for the cabinet. So I don't know what your timeline is and how soon you'd want, if we did offer it to local artists.
We're
again.
flexible. I'm still, I'd be open to getting a quote. Sure. Yeah.
Also, these aren't necessarily the designs. So even if an artist wanted to design something, like if we had a staff person end up doing a design, then we could still get a quote from them and have a different design.
Absolutely. These are just examples of options. So I think it would be nice to put out to the community to have them vote. I just think that's kind of a nice idea. Then they have some, some pride and ownership of the piece as well.
The community or Mally?
Mally
Yeah,
patrons. They were very vocal about the trees being taken out, so it would be nice to just say, here's some options, what would you like, right? So
Do
yeah.
these quotes include artwork mock-up? Because I believe the rec center used Ink Monster and they charge them.
It
to
does.
create-
I asked
okay.
about that.
How
for that
much
reason.
is the art mock-up?
I have it itemized. I don't have those with
Okay.
me today, but I'd be happy
Okay.
to share them with anyone who's interested.
Just because if we do go to the public, then it would be a different price we're looking at.
And did this include the design? So you would, if you wanted more options from them.
It might go
design-wise,
up a little bit. Yeah, I will say Speed Pro was a little bit more flexible in providing designs. Ink Monster was, they gave us one. They gave us a few samples and then I said, okay, well, can you give us one Aspen related? And they said, we'll give you one. And then they said beyond that, they would want additional funds. So yeah.
So is this what you were asking us for, or is this including what you've already gotten?
I'm actually coming to you today to ask for $2,000 for this project. And I would be happy to get additional quotes and samples of artwork and bring that back to another meeting before things are finalized, just to give you additional options as well, maybe bring you the final options from what was voted on, that sort of thing. I'm kind of new to this process, so I'm happy to kind of adjust to what you guys would like. But I just think it's kind of a cool space and a nice opportunity to do something kind of fun.
Is it possible for us to do a call for a mural here like we've done historically at other locations and to have the community submit designs, like local artists submit designs for ideas, or is that too complicated for this project?
Well, what we've adjusted when we talked about the mural program guidelines and policies, we adjusted it a little bit, and I don't know if you guys still want to continue down this path, but with the call for artists, having people submit their portfolios,
Yes.
picking 5 people from that, and then giving them the theme Aspen trees, and they would make a final concept. We would pay them for their concept, and then move forward from there.
Okay.
So that's kind of what the process would look like
Okay.
with these new policies, if that's what CAC were you want to
Right.
pursue.
I would be open to that 100%. I love the mural that was done in the Mally parking lot, the intergenerational theme. We love that. I mean, every day I pull it in, park in that lot, and I'm like, I love this. So.
And then my question, I guess, with
Yeah.
that would be, did you want like a realistic photograph looking mural or
I'm
up
open.
for a, okay?
Yeah, totally open. In fact, I love the artist that just did the Englewood Rec Center in the pool area.
Oh,
So cool. I don't know if you guys have had a chance. It's beautiful. So I'd be open, and ideally a local artist would be wonderful to support.
love that.
Yeah.
Photograph, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, maybe something bright and colorful, right? So I love the idea of seeing portfolios and then having them offer a design.
Yeah, because we could do like a call for maybe like 2 weeks, people submitting their portfolios, then pick 5 from there.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out,
And then ask them to do something based on a
yeah, and this
or
is the
something
theme.
nostalgic towards both the
Yeah.
Mally Center and Aspens, maybe like a hybrid or something.
Mhm, and they would make a concept, and then we would pay them for that concept. And then we would make the final selection, and ideally they would paint it.
Rather than doing a
The
wrap.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's freshly painted from the lights down. From the lights up, it was in pretty good shape.
The only thing with that is sometimes it can get pricey if it's,
We looked at a mural for the library entrance, and it actually was a little more economical to have the artist paint it.
Okay.
yes.
I was very surprised by that, but it was great news for us. But that was just a project we were exploring before we brought it to you.
I like that also because it brings in community members
Yeah.
Yeah.
or gives me.
They like seeing it happen.
Yeah.
People love watching a mural.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Watching
These
the
are
pool mural has been very exciting.
Yeah, it would be fun to do like a time lapse if we could
Yeah.
somehow,
That would
to
be
show
really
that online. And then, so how does that process work then?
Yeah, so we haven't gone through the process yet, but how it would work, we would call for portfolios. Ideally, we would select the portfolios as a commission. So I would send over what everything looks like in terms of their portfolios. You guys would review it, and then we would make the decision for the top 5 at the February meeting.
Okay.
And then from there, we would let the artists know that they can make concepts, and then we would select at the March meeting.
Okay.
I think our only holdup with portfolios was just thinking about newcomers
Yeah,
into the
don't.
art scene, that, would that be a barrier for them
Oh.
submitting a mural, but
I think that for a big mural like this, though, that's an okay barrier.
yeah.
And Louisa, you have your hand up. I don't want to miss that.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, thank you, Kyle, for noting. I think we always want to give the opportunity to anyone who may not have a portfolio set up, but this is a very special project that's dear to the community members. So I could see where the value is behind getting a portfolio link. And then my question, though, I wanted for clarification is I love the concept that you brought up about having the community vote. Is that still going to be a portion of it if we do move forward with a community muralist? Because I agree there's high value not only in supporting a community artist, but it also kind of leans towards that community engagement because I'm pretty sure everyone's really attached to their center and would love to be part of the process. And so I wonder, and I pose the question to us all, would we still have the opportunity to have the community vote on the art if we move forward with artist concepts from portfolio picks?
So our thing that we've kind of done in the past with similar things like this, you would first approve and you'd have to be happy with whichever. We wouldn't necessarily show all 5 if there were 2 that we were like, we don't want this on the wall. So that way you have some, you're happy with whatever 3. We did it for Bert and we brought it to council and council's like, great, bring it to the public. But council was good with the ones we were bringing to the public, that we were happy with whatever was chosen. But there was many concepts before we got to the 3 that went to the public. So I would see it similar. If there's some outliers that you're like, we'd rather not include those. And do we have to do the top 5 necessarily?
Yeah, we don't have to do the top 5 necessarily. It's just however many final selections you want to make, but having a final selection, but keeping in mind if we're picking portfolios and we're moving them to concept, we're paying them.
We're paying
for the
200,
concepts.
250?
I have it as 500.
500.
Each concept.
Yeah, so if you did 5, that's 2,500 just for concepts.
And so can you guys give me an idea, like, I could find this out, but do you know roughly what the mural at ERC cost, the other rec center?
15.
15, okay.
I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was
Okay.
around 15.
So it's in the
20.
same ballpark.
I want to say 15 to 20.
Well,
Okay.
I think you could say this is the amount of money that we want and put it in the call.
And we
Okay.
can go back to our square footage for the mural. Like, we have a price per square foot for murals and it ranges from, we have a range and there is a range that we want to stick with to pay artists an ethical.
Sure.
But we could look at that and say how much square footage is your space and this is
Okay.
potentially the cost.
Okay.
Well, you're only asking us for 2,000, so.
Yeah, it's a
that-
small
It's really
one.
up to
Yeah.
you with the
Very
book.
comparison.
But I think it might be helpful for her to know the square footage.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah, and
totally.
I think I have that in a quote for sure, I could.
And if monies are coming from other places, we'll still have the target goal that we will pay the artist. We'll just know as a commission, we are contributing 2,000.
Unless we went with the concept idea, because then
True,
we
we
cover
would
that.
probably would.
Oh,
Or we'd have to
that's
have
that's
you
appealing.
that we would have to have
Cover the concept.
That's what
if we want.
Okay, so where do we go from here with this then?
Is there a world where city staff could have some sort of design? I don't know if that's even, not that you guys need more work, I'm just asking.
I feel more comfortable with the public.
Yeah, okay.
Again, just so you know, our graphic designer is about to be on maternity leave.
Yes, okay, yeah.
And we are also down 1 staff member. So at the comms department right now, it's a little tight, but we are always happy. We love this kind of stuff. Lucia is an artist. I'm a semi-artist, but I think an artist call is really lovely.
I think
It's
it's-
gonna be fun.
Yeah,
It
give
seems
the
like-
opportunity to.
Yeah.
explore.
Yeah, like that.
It's mainly if you're okay with the
Josie,
timeline.
I might make
Let's
sure.
say we get the portfolios
They
back
got
by
it.
February.
And then the artist
March,
reception.
they're making the concepts, we're looking at the concepts March,
Oh,
and then
do it on the
vote
website.
is like mid-March.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
And then it would be running.
And then we could have time for them to vote and really review. Okay, yeah, and we could get you guys the square footage. The other thing is I have to let these guys know that we're letting them go.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
I'm staring at that.
So we're willing to move forward with this then in this way.
It's there.
Are you guys okay with?
Is that okay?
I
She's coming
support
back.
doing a call,
Okay,
and I would also support us covering those concept
My
costs.
kids.
Okay,
My
perfect.
son goes to school.
sounds good.
So,
Okay,
Do you want
Sounds
to?
so we'll be in
It's gonna be
touch
fun.
about
Yes.
how I can get involved and help with all this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll draft up basically what the call will look like.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Kyle.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Am I doing it?
Thanks
This
for
is gonna be
the
fun.
opportunity to present, I appreciate that.
we're just gonna continue to paint them out.
Yeah,
With the
let's do it. It's just hard every year. I love
Kyle's
it.
making you
Kyle's
motion.
gonna make.
I motion that we support the $2,000 for the mural at Mali. I also would motion that we include, maybe like, not sure on the amount for the concept fees, but that we would cover the concepts.
How many?
I don't know. I was thinking two,
Oh,
I was thinking two, but
We don't like either of them, though, that they wouldn't have anything to vote on.
then let's do 3.
Let's do.
Three.
three, okay, three.
Three's good.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All
Aye.
opposed? All right, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Any more discussion on? Yeah.
Oh, I have stickers, so I'll leave them here if you want.
I see old business, Lindsay Runyon is not here, so we'll move her stuff to the agenda for next month. Moving forward, Ryan Kelly is not here, so we'll move his discussion on the taxonomy document until February. Nothing for upcoming events. So we'll go to staff's choice, follow up on the artist reception.
Yeah, so we reached out to Blue Tile for hosting the event. Originally, we had it on February 14th. We asked if we could move it to March 14th, and she's completely fine with that. So March 14th is good. We still have the proposed time of 4 to 5:30, if you guys are still okay with that. And it will be a reception with artist talks, so we'll ask the traffic cabinet wrap artists if they want to speak about their traffic cabinet wrap. And then Timmy, she did the artwork for Navajo Windermere traffic wrap. She'll be speaking as well, and she. No, I can't ever remember, chronometry.
The people walking.
People walking.
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought she also
That were-
did the dance.
She did, he did.
Because one
That
was
was-
with a
that's the high-
collective.
that's
One
the
was a collective.
Yes.
That's their collective.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, yeah,
collective. So we didn't pick someone twice. One was a collective, one was her, or them by themselves.
Okay, got it.
What time did you say that's at?
4 to 5:30. And we'll have printouts, just letting people know about the installations. We have a microphone and projector for the artist talks. We'll be providing artist certificates, and we'll have food, just basic food from Costco for it. Capacity is 100. And I know Timmy was looking into maybe getting a liquor license, and she was talking to Jackie about that. So, yeah, should be good. Are we okay with March 14th? All good? Okay, and then we didn't put it, oh, perfect. We didn't put it on the agenda, but we do have a wayfinding update.
Yeah, I've got a wayfinding and placemaking update.
Okay.
I know you've probably seen the historic pedestals throughout town. We had a program that started, about 4 years ago with the downtown area, the wellness district, and the civic center. And we just wrapped up the wellness district with those sign installs. So we're pretty excited about that. We had 2 sites we have to wait until the Complete Streets project is finished. So that project will be completely wrapped up once we're able to install those final 2 signs. And you've probably seen the big new gateway at Dartmouth and Inca. That's fun part. Yeah, so we just completed that project. We're gonna work on lighting for that next. We've had some issues having the solar lights have been stolen at other sites, so we're looking at how we can secure those a little bit better. So lights for that sign are coming next, so that's my update.
Looks great.
You wanna share the branding for
Englewood South.
Yeah, Christy, you want to
Oh,
share
yeah.
the
Drum roll,
branding?
no
Or you
one,
can-
drum roll.
You
Y'all
can talk
just
about
said it. I was
but
trying to
gonna
be
say
coy.
that's kind of our next initiative with wayfinding. It's going to be the Englewood South area with pedestrian
That's the name.
wayfinding, with the
Is that the name?
vehicular
Yeah.
wayfinding. And we have estimates to put a banner over that section of Broadway, so that's coming soon as well.
And in case, yes, the voting from the public has ended. Englewood South is the name, if you were not aware, that is what it is.
What was the percentage?
It was pretty close between South Englewood and Englewood South. I know. But a lot of people, we will be unveiling the logo in the spring magazine. So
Cool.
February, get
Hey,
excited, guys.
Yeah, and also I forgot to mention, as part of the Englewood South, there's 91 light posts that are owned by Xcel Energy. So Vanessa and her team are working on banners for each of those light bulb poles. There'll be
Which is
five
fun.
different designs, with the intent that a portion of those would be programmable, where we would, like, maybe quarterly, we would change those to coincide with special events or things like that. So
They're allowing that?
they are, and that took,
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, we had so many issues
Yeah.
with that.
I'm shocked.
that took us about a year of back and
Wow, that's
forth.
great news.
So we do have permission to hang banners on those poles.
Cool.
Yeah.
And they will look similar-esque to the EDDAs, so it'll still feel seamless, that we're not patchworking the city. We'll have kind of a seamless, yes, Mayor.
No, go ahead, finish your thought.
No, that was my thought.
Okay, so are they gonna be, so the EDDA was having issues putting some in the wellness district. So are they still gonna be, I guess, is the EDDA branded signage gonna be within that area, and then there's gonna be different ones for the rest of Englewood?
It is slightly different, only because it'll have our new Englewood South logo,
Right.
but it will be in that same style. How theirs are currently around this area, if you have seen them, they're artful, they're colorful. We definitely think in the future, this could be an artist call, potentially. Just right now, we are doing it internally, that's why we want you guys to know. But it will be very similar, where it's like the logo is along the bottom, and then there's fun, colorful patterns on the top.
But still different enough so that
Yes,
you
well,
understand.
because
that
our
you're in a
logo,
different
or the Englewood South logo will be there, whereas EDDA's logo.
Yeah.
But wanted to keep it a similar,
It hasn't been.
Well, we haven't gotten to
Oh,
see it
that's
unveiled. We will
It's a
see
surprise,
it
guys.
with everybody
Oh,
else
shoot, that's
in
what you said.
February. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Commissioner's choice, anybody have anything? Neither. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, we can adjourn at 6:44.